Hi guys, I'm Asif Ali and you're watching CGHOW video. Today we will make this cool Summon effects in Unreal Engine Niagara. So let's start this tutorial. So first thing I will make a material for the base shape. So M magical shape. And for the texture, I have lots of texture. If I search here, just the shape texture and a lot of images I have that I can use like these. These are all the images that I can use, but maybe let me just quickly find a good image. Looks fine. I can use it. Let's use this one. Or maybe let me check one or two. Yeah, this one is fine. So I'll just browse this in the material. So I need to first let me just make this translucent, unlit and two-sided. And if I directly connect it here, because the main part is black, so I need to invert this. So I'll just take the 1 minus, then connect here. And maybe it will not perfectly do the job, so I'll just take the power. For more contrast, so I will have just the shape. Cool, so basically I can now use it in the opacity. So I will get this only. Okay, so for now, I'll just take the particle color and just connect here. And basically if you want like kind of two colors for the edge, different color, you can do something here. Like if I take this for the power and this is for the opacity, and then I'll take the lerp. In A I have this, and in B I want different color, so maybe I'll take the hue shift. I want the same color from the particle color, and then I want to switch it with this little bit. I hope you get it. Depending on this texture, on the white I will have particle color, on the black part I will still have particle color, but with this value I can tweak that. So let's say dynamic parameter, I'll call it hue, and then this power, I'll just call it power, and let's make this, let's save this. So now I'll make a Niagara and empty ns effect, and basically I need this, and then I need just one particles, and that should spawn once, leave forever. So to spawn once, go here, make this self, and then once, so particle will spawn just once, then spawn the particle. I just want one particle, so spawn burst, and then go to this particle state, turn this off, so this particle will never die. Then let me close these textures. I will use this material here, and we can decide our size here. So first, let's say I have a color, maybe a bluish color, and then with the dynamic parameter I have this hue which is changing whole, but with this dynamic parameter you can see now I have different edge, and we can change this color to yellow, blue, little purplish. So I'll just put it like this maybe, and we can decide how much we need, and we can increase or decrease the alpha also to make it hard or soft, maybe this much. And it's camera facing, so go to here, make this custom alignment, custom facing vector, then align to mesh orientation. By default it will align to x-axis, just change it to z-axis. So now it's facing the ground. Make this local and drag it into the viewport. Cool. I will make the size little bigger, maybe, and alpha I will increase actually and make the color little more darker, pointy. I think little more big, too big actually. That this much is enough. Cool, so we got our shape here, and now I want something more here. So what I'll do, I'll now duplicate my material. Shape. So the duplicate material, which is shape 1, I'll open this. Everything will remain same. I'll just distort this texture with a noise texture. So I'll just take the noise, and this noise texture, uh, I want it to be like round. So I'll take the vector to radial. So it will be round like this. It has now seam. Select the texture and turn on this. Seam gone. I want to change the tiling. So I will just multiply it and take the append vector. So I will have x and y separate. So I'll just make this x and y. Rename this x t y t. So x tiling, y tiling. Then this noise will distort this. So I'll take the texture coordinate, add this noise texture. So if I directly add, it will distort it completely. I want to control it, so I will multiply. And then we need again a dynamic parameter, copy and paste. Make this one 1, so we can reset all these names. And I can call it distort. Just connect it here. We can also add panner here. Let me add. And let's take one more append and panning speed x and y. I'll call this x speed and y speed. Okay, so that's the changes I made. I'll just save it again. I hope this is clear to you. So if you're not clear, comment below the video. I will reply. So I'll just browse this and go here, duplicate this emitter and change the material. Things changing here. So in the dynamic parameter, tiling 1 and 1, and turn this on. And there is distortion which you can increase, but I will now change the tiling like this, or we can make this maybe 0. And we have also panning like this. We can make this faded if you want, brighter. So you have something going on here, but it looks very sharp. It should be faded. So what I'll do, I will also control this power, but I don't have, yeah, I have dynamic parameter. I'll call this power 1. Now if I isolate this power 1, which is now 1, this much distortion 5. Very subtle I want. Maybe distortion. Distortion is too much. Maybe just 0.1. So it has now something, some animation you can see. It's not visible much, but it is there. And actually, I don't want this purplish color. I want actually maybe, yeah, blue, just a blue. Cool. The next thing I want is I want something a glow on the edge. So for that, I just need a ring. So I'll just duplicate this, and I will not create material again. I will just search ring. I have already lots of, so no need to create again. So we have this, it has this dynamic parameter to change the thickness of the ring. So it is perfect for me. So I'll just browse this, and here I'll just change the material. And with the dynamic parameter, step maybe 0.2, density 2. So now with the step, I can change 0.99, 0.98, and I'll make this maybe different color. Let me change the size around here, density even low, and brightness maybe 50. This should be glowy like this. Maybe it's too much, but we can reduce little bit and make it still yellowish. And maybe just 10 is enough. Yeah. Now I want something coming out of this, maybe particles or something. So let me just duplicate it one more time. And this time I delete the sprite render, take the sprite. I don't need this, I don't need dynamic parameter, I don't need burst, and it should infinitely loop, and there should be lives also. And then I'll take the spawn rate, maybe 100, size maybe 2 for now. And we can make this GPU so we can spawn quite a lot of particle, maybe like 5,000. Then I'll take the shape location and Taurus and make this 0. And then we need to match this with the radius of my other, yeah, this much. Then we can add a velocity and point velocity. If I increase, not working. Why it's not working? Let me just recompile this. So velocity is, it's okay. I will delete this and take again. This is weird. Let me just recompile and close everything and open this again. So now let me just try to add curl noise if it's working. Curl noise working, thank God. 20, and I will make this animate. And these all particles should go up. Let me decrease this curl noise and drag or maybe and make it like 1, and size should scale down like this. So now we have these particles, but I want to add velocity actually. Yeah, now it's working. And point velocity, so it will be little outward if I make this like conical, and we have this cool thing. I'll make the particle size maybe smaller, even more, maybe random 1 and 0.1. life random 1 and 1.5 and brightness maybe just 1. Cool. You can also duplicate this and decrease the spawn rate maybe just 200 and make this velocity aligned. Then you can stretch the size maybe 1 and point 1 and 5 and 2 like this, and velocity little bit more, right? So it's just you have to keep changing things. See, so we got these things now. What else you want to add? You can also add some particles here, like if you duplicate this one more time, this, and in the point velocity reduce this so it will be like that, and reduce this radius, and then I'll increase the spawn velocity, and then I'll change the color to bluish. You can also change color noise a little bit more like this, so it will have something here also. So it's depend, if you want you can add, maybe I'll reduce the alpha, make these softer. You can also add a light if you want from the bottom. Maybe let's say you have this blue. So this looks nice, I think. What else I can do here? I'm thinking to make this thing a little brighter from the center. So I'll open the first material and I want to make this shape more brighter in the center. So what I'll do, I'll take the radial and control the radial with radius and density. Okay, and then use the lerp, and it will be like this, and then multiply it this. So I will depending on this radial I will have a control, but in dynamic parameter let me make this radius density. I need one more, make this one, reset these, and you can call this multiplier. I'll just call it multi. Connect this here. Let me show you how it will work with the parameters. So this is my first emitter. Here radius 0.5 default, density 2, and now with this I can increase or decrease this like this. So if I'm making it bright, the other part is making bright, not the center one. Like if I increase the density, you can see the difference. So I'll go back to the material because I want the center part to be bright. I'll just change these things, swap these things, and it will now work like this. Now I want to make this little softer, make the bigger, softer. Now you can see the center part is more bright, although you can make the other part more darker from here if you want. So the center part is more bright, and this is how it looks. This layer, this layer, let's change something here. And maybe I'll just reduce this little more, and also opacity maybe just 0.2. Very subtle. Yeah. You can also put some dark thing in the center so it will more highlight. How you do that? Let me duplicate this, and I'll just take the material to radial translucent material. Make this absolute black or maybe little more dark like this. Change the alpha to make this harder or softer, and that's it. You got this. You can decrease the alpha if you want, like this much. It will be darker. So I hope you like this. This is it. Thanks for watching. Keep learning. Bye bye.